Today I've got a couple of different foams here, and I want to talk about them and the history of them, and why one has stolen the crown or the title away from the other. So back in 2014, exactly a decade ago, I found the 50 ST20 foam, as it's codenamed, made by a company in France, and basically a light cutting, almost medium cutting foam, but also a heavy cutting foam and an entry level finishing foam all in one, with very, very small cell structure, so for very good finishing. And it's actually made to be for the OEM market, so basically car manufacturers, paint plants, to actually remove wool marks or the sanding marks from dust nib removal on brand new cars on the production line in about 8 seconds, using this pad for 8 seconds in every little area where there's some dust nib removal sanding marks, and be able to use one pad pretty much all day long. It will soften and probably lose 40%, 50% of its original firmness, but it holds enough of it that it just keeps working all day long. And it's a great pad, and I loved it, and I bought hundreds of them off the company. And 3 or 4 years later, they told me that they'd supplied it to another company that supplies my industry, and a lot of people know what this is. There's also another company that has one very, very similar, and they're all based basically on this pad. And I gave this pad the crown or the title of the closest thing to a universal foam pad, or the most versatile foam pad on the market. And I loved it. It's a great pad, and it served me very, very well. However, now that I'm doing the Pad King brand of polishing pads, my own developments, and pushing the boundaries where I can, bringing in new materials, and always looking for better foam and designing foam pads better, I have developed the Pad King Generation 1 Green All-Rounder Pad. Now this pad basically has a little bit more cut than the blue. It's more thermally stable than the blue, so it doesn't soften as much, holds its more of its original firmness for longer, it lasts longer, and it finishes better. You can use it on a DA, any DA you like, a random orbital, basically random orbital, force rotation, or even a rotary, and get great results. And you can use it with a compound, a swirl removal polish, a lighter polish, finishing polish, ultra fine polish like Rupes Pure. If you wanted to, you could use it with a primer polish like Labo Cosmetica Fiero, anything like that whatsoever, and it will work. And it's mainly designed for single step or duo gloss enhancements, or one-step corrections, or using this pad. This is a great pad to use after wool to remove any wool marks that might be there and leave an excellent finish, even on a rotary in most cases, if you have the skill level to not leave a hologram. But I've been working on my Celica in here in the garage, and not had basically one single hologram at all. So it's a fantastic pad. I've got 1,000 of these or more coming very soon, hopefully by the middle of the end of this month, in 3-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, or 80, 90, 130, 140, and 150, 160 millimeter. And I will be working on a Generation 2 version of this with interfacing, so that it's a water, oil, and solvent proof closed cell material, designed to support the foam, so that if you work this really hard and it softens to its maximum reduction level, so how far it does soften, which is not too much, it will support it even more, transfer more power of the polisher to the paintwork for you, and it prevents any opportunity for any solvents in the polishes or compounds from soaking through the foam down to where the Velcro adhesive is, and breaking it down, dissolving it, and having the Velcro come off. So by having a water, oil, and solvent proof closed cell material as an interface, it can't reach down to the Velcro. Plus the Velcro itself, the Velcro adhesive, is 120 degrees Celsius temperature resistant, not 70 like most pads on the market with hot melt adhesive, which can start breaking down and weakening at 45, 50, 60 degrees. We're normally polishing around about the 35, 45 degree mark. Any higher than that, you can get away with it a bit, but 55, 60, you can start seeing swelling issues. with paint, you're overheating it and you're really not cutting it at that point anymore. So this pad really has taken over the crown and the title as the closest thing we have now to a universal foam polishing pad and the most versatile polishing pad I think on the market. And I will continue to push the boundaries and see how I can make this even better with every generation to come. So that is the goal, and I thank everyone who's been supporting me on this journey and this passionate desire and goal to the mission to make smarter designed current technology pads and bring new technology pad materials to the market where I can and when I can. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you do want to try these, I will have 1,000 of these, or maybe even 2,000 very, very soon. So 3-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, and they're a great pad, and you have to be doing something seriously wrong to destroy these. They do last a long time. I mean, the two I've been using primarily for testing, I've done at least 60-70 hours with them so far, and they're only showing minor wear at this point, so very minor wear. So they do hold up really well, and you should really be getting between a minimum of 5 cars if you're a bit harsh on pads, to between 10 and 25 cars out of a set of pads, of say 3 to 6 pads. I would probably get, in some cases, probably 100, either 100 panels or 100 cars out of a set of pads. But I just don't seem to be able to kill them for some reason. The one way to help actually to have your pads last longer is always moisten them, either with rinse and swash in the pad washer, or spray them with a pad lubricant like Liquid Elements Pad Prime, which I supply out of Germany. Fantastic pad lubricant. Also helps with reducing dusting and making polishes spread and work a little bit better. And also prevents that dry buffing and that tearing of the foam and ripping up of the foam. And that really helps to keep them clean and work better. So thanks for watching, guys. All the best. I'll be back soon with more.